Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
And welcome. Thank you for being here as well. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Threads. What's that Blue Sky thing? Are we on Blue Sky?
Oh, come on. I don't know.
Sign me up. It is hot.
That's for
on fire right now.
Yeah, that's for liberals with a mental issue.
Okay.
I'm sorry, that was redundant.
Yes, it was.
That's where liberals go and hang out.
That's like saying that's for people with mental issues. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
I realized that once I said that.
No need to be redundant like that. We got it. Yesterday, again, and I'm sure you guys did this last week several times, but we went over some of the accomplishments of Trump thus far.
I mean, it's
week one.
We only have
amazing.
so much time in a day.
Right.
Nonstop.
I mean, he signed 300 executive orders already, which I'm not super excited about executive orders because hopefully they'll be followed up by legislation, which will make things more permanent.
You're so old school.
I know. Use that pesky, what's it called? Constitutional?
Oh, yeah.
It's like taking a walk or something. Yeah, I'm going to go on a constitutional. Oh, okay.
I don't think that's what the people...
But did we even mention the fact that he brought up Egypt and Jordan taking in the Palestinians?
No.
I don't think we even went down that road. I mean, that's brilliant as well. It just doesn't stop with him. He suggested that maybe Egypt and Jordan could take in some of the Palestinian refugees.
I mean, Jordan has in the past, and then they've decided, they need to go.
Yeah, I find it fascinating that because Egypt and Jordan both said, no, absolutely not. I find it fascinating that the Arab nations are so supportive of the Palestinians that they don't want anything to do with them.
That's how supportive they are.
Yeah. They have never wanted them, and they continue to shun them. People need to learn the history of that situation. We've discussed it on this show, just some of the facts of the situation. But let's go back again as a reminder to the beginning. I mean, not the very beginning with Isaac and Ishmael.
It's only a 2-hour show,
it's just
bro.
a 2-hour show. We don't have time for that. But the beginning of modern Israel and the Palestinians. Back in 1947, that's when the UN, led by the United States and Great Britain, divided the land that the British called at the time British Palestine. So they offered 54% of the land to the Palestinians. 46% of the land was to go to the Jews, and of course that became Israel. Now you might recognize the 54 to 46 split as favoring the poor, defenseless, picked on, downtrodden Palestinians, who of course rejected their portion of the land and thus rejected their homeland, their country. Why would they do that? Why would they reject it? Because they wanted all of it, 100%. They didn't want 54%. They wanted all of it. And they did not want there to be an Israel. So they went to war, and they lost repeatedly. And during the wars that followed, refugees, as Jeffy brought up, refugees wound up fleeing to Jordan and some of the other Arab countries. But because Jordan's so close, a lot of them wound up there. And once they were in Jordan, they caused severe problems, in Jordan especially. There were all kinds of terrorist strikes against Jordanians by Palestinians. And, I'm sorry to harp on this again, but this issue is definitely in my top 3 all-time Pat Gray jihads. So Pat Gray jihad number 1 has to be civil asset forfeiture in this country. Number 2, morons who don't understand this Israeli-Palestinian history, and shooting quickly up the jihad charts to number 3. At number 3, you can't flush toilet paper down the toilet in Mexico.
Wow.
That made a quick jump.
Yeah, wasn't that fast? It's 3 with a bullet. I mean, it is shooting up the charts.
So that passes fake racist attacks?
Oh, man.
And that passes geofencing warrants?
For now, yes.
Yeah.
Climate change hoax?
I mean, that
Okay,
sets a record.
You're
Actually,
making
that
it
sets a
really
record.
tough,
It
Keith.
landed on the charts at number 3.
I mean, I'm just looking
First
at
time ever.
Yeah.
your list in your handwriting on the wall over here.
Okay, I'm gonna say yes because it's fresh in my mind. Okay,
Self-checkout.
so this week,
Self-checkout.
it may fall to just somewhere in the top 5.
You can't stay up there.
I mean, you
all the
can't
time.
stay up
I
there.
see.
I mean, it's ever changing. But for right now,
Okay.
today, as I speak,
Noted.
it's number 3. But back to the Israeli-Palestinian thing. So in 1950, Jordan annexed the West Bank. You're aware of that, right? They just declared it. It's ours.
It's ours. Yeah.
They also occupied East Jerusalem at the time. And Egypt, by the way, occupied the Gaza Strip back then. Did anybody label Jordan or Egypt occupiers? Nope.
No.
Nope. It was perfectly fine. Well, then came 1967 and the Six-Day War. Israel was attacked on all sides. They were attacked by Egypt, Iraq, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria.
That's it, though.
And no, it's not, because the Palestinians also joined
okay.
in. So, but just that, just Egypt, Iraq, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, and the Palestinians. So just 6 different entities attacking. I mean, upwards of 300,000, I think it was 300,000 to 500,000 troops poured in from all sides. And what happened? Israel wiped them out in 6 days. Thus the name, the Six-Day War. Pretty creative. So some genius came up. You know what? Since it lasted 6 days, what do you say we call it? The Six-Day War.
I think
they had a focus group for that first.
And,
think
and
so?
I think it went
Really?
to the same PR firm that came up with the title The War of 1812.
Oh, okay.
Probably.
Yeah, because that war started in, was it 1805?
No.
No. Oh,
Was
weird. Weird.
No.
What year did it start?
What year did it start?
Well, now I'm worried. I'm going to find out just when was the first shot fired in the War of 1812, because I don't want to be wrong. Wow, it was also called the 60 Years War? What? Part of the 60 Years War. Oh, we got some history to look up here.
Yeah.
Okay, it started on June 18th, 1812. Whew.
That
Had
was
to make
close.
sure.
That was a close one. Okay, so after the Six-Day War, and Jordan, frankly, got their anus kicked hard, things changed. And meanwhile, the Palestinians founded multiple terrorist groups. One was called the PFLP, the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine. Jordan's King Hussein didn't appreciate that group or their methods. You know, there was something about things and people blowing up in Amman and killing other people that was unsettling to him.
He didn't like it.
He didn't like it. He didn't call him crazy. So in 1971, though, King Hussein, fearing that influence of the PFLP, cracked down on Palestinian nationalists, and one of these groups was was Black September. Does that name sound familiar at all?
Yes, it does.
During the crackdown on the Palestinian terror groups, over 3,000 Palestinians were killed. 20,000 left Jordan completely. And it's, by the way, this very same Black September group that broke into the Olympic Village a year later in 1972 and murdered 11 Israelis in Munich, Germany. So, yeah, fun group. Anyway, the point of all of this is that the liars on the left are going to try to sell the rejection of Trump's plan here to have Egypt and Jordan take some Palestinian refugees. They're going to try to sell that as, oh, no, that's just Egypt and Jordan trying to protect their cousins, the Palestinians, so that they're not forced to leave their wonderful, beautiful homes in the Gaza Strip. When the truth is, they don't want anything to do with them, and they never have. So don't be fooled by all the rhetoric, all the social media posts, people crying and weeping and wailing about it. It's just the Arabs in that region don't probably like them like the Palestinians, even less than the Israelis do. So just keep that in mind as we continue to deal with this problem. And Trump tries to deal with this problem. I mean, he's actually looking for real solutions. Like, hey, maybe since that's a wasteland anyway, maybe we find other accommodations for you. I know it's hard to leave your homeland. I know you're probably used to it, but it's not all Israel. It's not all them just being mean tyrants. There are reasons for the way things have happened over the last 40, 50, 60, 70 years. And one of them is their security.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and whether it's this plan that Trump is putting forward, whether it's the awesome immigration plan playing out nationwide, whether it's Doge, whether it's this awesome offering federal workers 7 months of pay to get out. All these big ideas that we've had for the last week and a half that have just been so beautiful to experience in this country. I contend, again, that without that 4-year hiatus where they stole the election from him, and for 4 years he surrounded himself with good people that came up with all of these great ideas that we would not have gotten if he had just had back-to-back terms. And then, of course, then you'd have to deal with Mike Pence as the, quote, heir apparent garbage. I think that this 4 years is as big of an injustice as it was and terrible for the American system. Boy, it's paying off, I think, in big ways after having 4 years to come up with this stuff.
It's exactly right. It's a little bit of the pendulum situation that Glenn always talked about. Yeah. When it swings too far one way, it's going to swing back just as far, if not further, than the other way.
I mean, this is unprecedented stuff that's happening.
It's incredible.
With this executive branch.
It's incredible. It feels too good to be true.
I know. That's why I'm telling you. See, now this is where Chris and Jeffy will say, I'm tired of winning. No, I'm just nervous.
No.
Something's going to happen. I'm scared so much right now.
Yeah.
I wanted to keep going. Good times roll.
They were saying yesterday that today's a big day for some reason for the left,
blue winter boots.
Right, that's what we did talk about.
We're about to see if that pays off today.
Yeah, we'll see.
I hope it does not.
Me too. Because so far, it's gone great as far as the transition is concerned.
Too quiet.
I mean, the biggest thing that we had was your boy Mark Hamill doing the blackout.
My boy, Mark Hamill.
And big day for my boy, RFK
Jr.
in the hot seat.
Yeah. Is that boy going to get confirmed?
I don't know.
A
lot of people don't like him
about that.
A lot of people don't like him.
That's for sure.
We'll get into that coming up. First, if you want to hear some great news, the abortion pill reversal treatment, which provides women with a second opportunity to choose, is bringing babies back to life. When you join forces with PreBorn Ministries, you empower women to reverse the curse. So what you might not be aware of is that even though Roe v. Wade was overturned and abortion's been greatly restricted in a lot of states, the abortion pill just superseded the surgical abortions. So that's where 60% of abortions happen now. 60%. So PreBorn's network of clinics are on standby for women in their darkest hour, and they meet them with God's love and free services to help them choose life. How do they provide the free service? That's where you come in. To provide a woman with an ultrasound is $28, and that doubles the chance that she's going to choose life afterwards. That's how they've saved thousands, hundreds of thousands of babies over the years, and they continue to save over 200 every single day. So if you have $28 to spare, $140 would buy 5 ultrasounds. Whatever you can afford would be greatly appreciated. So if you can, please dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or donate securely at preborn.com/Pat.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Who misses Curly right now? Who misses Curly in the daily press conference?
Oh my goodness!
Wow. Speaking of weeping and wailing,
I know.
I've cried every day around noon.
Have you really?
Yeah.
That probably ruined your vacation.
It did.
Well,
it kind of did.
I think the Ziploc bag with toilet paper and I ruined the vacation. But
I thought you were going to make a comparison.
It's been a devastation.
That's a great way to sum it up. It's been a devastating devastation that she's gone now. Darn it. We lost her. Not to death or anything. We just don't see her anymore. Do you think that anybody's going to pick her up and put her on TV?
I mean, I originally we
was
thought
on TV,
yes, right?
She? Wasn't she on TV before?
I don't remember
know.
her from
Yeah, I don't
some
know.
role somewhere.
I mean,
Really?
Will MSNBC or CNN throw her a bone for an online streaming show? Probably.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
It usually leads to that.
Yeah.
Right? Your White House adventure usually leads to something
She'll
lucrative.
probably write a book.
Yeah, she will.
So
for
she
sure.
was a political analyst for NBC and MSNBC back in 2019, 2020.
Okay.
So I'm sure she'll go back there. But wow, I mean, she was senior advisor and national spokesperson for MoveOn.org.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Agonizing. Oh, no wonder she was so bad.
And national spokesperson for the 2016 presidential election for them. Let's see.
Oh yeah, well, she was big with Obama.
Yeah.
There was pictures of her.
She'll
and
get
Obama.
absorbed back into the Democratic machine on
For sure.
some role for sure. Yeah.
Almost certainly. So it's a new day in the White House,
yeah.
especially with the press secretary. 26-year-old Karoline Leavitt is there now. She started yesterday with some information about the New Jersey drones. Anybody see that? This is kind of interesting.
Yeah, it is.
After research and study, the drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons. Many of these drones were also hobbyists, recreational, and private individuals that enjoy flying drones. In time, it got worse due to curiosity. This was not the enemy. A statement from the President of the United States to start this briefing with some news. And with that, I will turn it over to questions.
Okay.
She must have been so nervous. First one out.
Yeah.
First one out of the box.
Interesting, though.
We buying that, though, on the drones?
Well, I buy that it's ours. I buy that they're testing something. I mean, they're not. They're obviously not disclosing all information,
Right.
And maybe they can't.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's not a hobbyist drone that was
Yeah, I don't
moving at
believe-
light speed or whatever.
I don't believe that these are hobbyists.
Local law enforcement would approach it with their drones, and then it would take off, and
Yeah.
zig and zag and all that stuff. It doesn't sound like a hobbyist thing.
No, it doesn't.
But
no.
why is the FAA under Biden not being forthcoming then?
Interesting.
But they're waiting till Trump. I don't know. I think that her and Donald Trump were relaying the information that they have. But I don't know that we have all the information yet.
So you don't believe they have all the information either?
Yeah.
Donald Trump doesn't have all the information.
I'm concerned. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that'd be a problem.
That would be.
That'd be. I mean, you talk about shadow governments. Jeez,
And
if
I have
the president doesn't even know.
And I'm not making any conclusions. I'm not drawing any conclusions beyond that. Just that I hope that he's getting all of the information about everything.
I do too. But it's plausible that they're researching something. They're testing them. And good. But why didn't you just tell us that from the beginning and avoid all the hysterics?
But if the FAA knew about it, is it their drones that are doing this? Or
No,
are
I
they
don't think
just,
so. But they had to be alerted.
Okay, but I want to know whose drones they are. Just because the FAA, what did she say
How
specifically?
about you not worry about whose drones it is?
I'm very worried.
I'm just assuming they're military drones.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
But
assuming.
that word was missing from her explanation.
Yeah,
Yes, it was.
But again, it's probably classified. I don't know. They're not ready to let the cat out of the bag, like the teleporting system they have now that took flight MH370. You know,
Yeah, there we
Malaysian
go.
flight.
Right,
Give me
right.
some of this. Come on.
Yeah.
And by the way, ironically enough, I did see a gentleman wearing an FAA jacket yesterday. And as my son and I drove by, it did appear that he was controlling a drone.
Oh,
For what that's worth.
interesting.
It was over there. It was It was at Cabela's.
So it's right there by Alliance
Right,
out there,
right
yeah.
there. Yeah, and so we were looking toward the airport, which you can see. It's across the street from Cabela's. Trying to figure out what's happening.
Alliance
here.
Airport is across from there.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I don't know what was going on there, but it definitely appeared that an FAA guy was controlling a drone, for what that's worth.
Interesting.
Didn't see it, though.
Huh. All right. let's get into more of the press conference here in a sec. But first, let me ask you about your sleep habits. Are you having a tough time?
I am
Tossing and turning.
I am. I
hate that for you, Jeffy.
Thank you. I got a solid 3.
A solid
So
3 hours.
3 hours.
Oh
And,
man, that's almost too much sleep.
I know. I know.
Let me recommend Beam's Dream Powder. How many times do I have to tell you about this stuff? It's their best-selling dream powder. It's available now. You can get it at up to 40% off right now. Go to shopbeam.com/Pat. Use the promo code Pat, and you're going to save the 40%. Delicious flavors, things like salted caramel. It's really good, and it's only 15 calories. You don't have to feel guilty about it. Just drink this at bedtime, like half an hour, 45 minutes before you go to bed. You go right to sleep. You stay asleep longer. You wake up refreshed.
I like
and
that.
not all groggy.
I like the sound of that.
You got to give it a shot. So Beam's Dream Powder, it's ShopBeam, B-E-A-M, shopbeam.com/Pat, promo code Pat for 40% off.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
I still think that's Sanford and Son.
It's a big one, Elizabeth.
Which is a tremendous show.
Oh, of course.
Red
Tremendous.
Fox. Come on.
Tremendous. They don't make them like that.
No, they
anymore.
do not.
So a reporter tried to pin the recent rise in the price of eggs
Right.
yesterday on Donald Trump.
It was stupid.
What, are you kidding me?
The thing about
Well,
Karoline
that's
Leavitt is
that's their tagline.
yeah, there was no
Wow.
big book of everything.
Yeah.
She just did everything. Look, I know the truth. I don't need a big book of lies. And this is the only thing that she had to reference because she was like, oh, I've been waiting for this.
Yeah. Check this out.
Really glad you brought this up because there is a lot of reporting out there that is putting the onus on this White House for the increased cost
How's
of
that
eggs.
possible?
I would like to point out to each and every one of you that in 2024, when Joe Biden was in the Oval Office or
Yeah.
upstairs in the residence sleeping, I'm not so sure, egg prices increased 65% in this country.
Yeah.
We also
Yeah.
have seen the cost of everything, not just eggs. Bacon,
Amen.
groceries, gasoline have increased
sure.
because of the inflationary policies of the last administration.
Yes.
As far as the egg shortage, what's also contributing to that is that the Biden administration and the Department of Agriculture directed the mass killing of more than 100 million chickens, which has
wow.
led
They
to
had
a
to,
lack
though.
of chicken supply in this country, therefore
Yes.
lack of egg supply, which is leading to the shortage.
Wow.
So I will leave you with this point. This is an example of why it's so incredibly important that the Senate moves swiftly to confirm all of President Trump's nominees, including his nominee for the United States Department of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins, who is already speaking with Kevin Hassett, who's leading the economic team here at the White House, on how we can address the egg shortage in this country. As for costs, I laid out the plethora of ways that President Trump has addressed saving costs for the American people over the past week. He looks forward to continuing to doing that in the days ahead.
Okay, may I also point out it's been 8 days.
Yeah.
8, give him a minute. Will you?
Minute.
8 days. How can you possibly blame Trump for the cost of eggs? Unreal.
And he said all along.
Wow.
He did say all along that with lower energy costs, which will be coming because of his drill baby drill plan, that then prices will drop on all items because transportation costs will be low.
Right. Or at least lower.
Lower, yeah.
But also, was it bird flu that we exterminated 100 million
Yeah.
chickens?
Yeah,
I don't know
they
if I've
called-
heard that figure before.
They called
Wow.
They called all over
And
the
that was
country.
after a lot of questionable fires at poultry plants, too.
Oh, that's right.
So it's been
like hundreds.
it's been rough being a chicken lately. Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't want to be one.
I'm just
Tell you
looking
that.
at the list of Trump cabinet level
be a chicken
positions. It's 22. When I was a kid, it wasn't that long ago, was it? There were only 12. You want to talk about the size of government
Yeah.
growing? It's in this snapshot right here of Trump level cabinet nominees. 21 positions open. How many have been confirmed so far? 3, 5, 6. Let's go. We got 15 to go here.
Incredible. It's just incredible. She also gave us this nugget on how tax dollars are being spent. But listen to this from the Biden administration. This is where your money's going.
Doge and OMB also found that there was about to be 50 million taxpayer dollars that went out the door to fund condoms in Gaza. That is a preposterous waste of taxpayer money. So that's what this pause is.
So they stopped the Gaza ones, but yesterday I mentioned the Taliban.
Jeez.
So the Taliban's getting theirs apparently.
Oh, they still are.
Stopped
Good.
the Gaza ones.
Good.
I don't know that I'm opposed to that.
Well, yeah. We all want the Taliban to practice safe sex.
We do.
Right?
We do.
You know what? You're making little terrorists.
You don't know where
That's
those.
correct.
You don't know where those goats have been.
That's fair.
Okay. So I mean,
All right.
What?
I think
Hold on a second. Has Jeffy hit a new low? Is he now defending terrorists?
no.
Kind of sounded like it, didn't it? Kind of sounded like it.
He's looking out for the goats. My bad. I'm sorry, it's 22 cabinet positions, not 21. Crazy
22.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
and
a
it used to be 12?
12 when I was a kid. I mean, you talk about a government out of control. Come on.
Man. And that's something never discussed. Just how bloated and gigantic the government is.
Yep.
How top heavy it is. Wow. She also reiterated Donald Trump's immigration directive.
President Trump has sent a loud and clear message to the entire world. America will no longer tolerate illegal immigration. And this president expects that every nation on this planet will cooperate with the repatriation of their citizens. As proven by this weekend, when President Trump swiftly directed his team to issue harsh and effective sanctions and tariffs on the Colombian government, upon hearing they were denied a U.S. military aircraft full of their own citizens who were deported by this administration. Within hours, the Colombian government agreed to all of President Trump's demands, proving America is once again respected on the world stage. So, to foreign nationals who are thinking about trying to illegally enter the United States, think again. Under this president, you will be detained and you will be deported.
Yes!
Think about it. And the press just kept hammering her. They they couldn't believe.
Well, yeah.
What?
And it's incredible that already just the signal that is being sent has reduced the illegal crossings by 90% or something. What was like 11,000 plus per day, 10 to 11,000 a day, has now been reduced to about 500 to 700 per day.
Yeah, we have a chart actually.
That's incredible.
Did I send in the chart, the Trump effect on immigration? Gentlemen, okay, look at that. That's just from the moment he took office.
Already?
Yeah. That's the daily encounters. That's just the encounters right there.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's really incredible. You wouldn't think that possible.
Wow. They do, though.
And if you're listening, just know it's like the side of a cliff.
Yeah.
The encounters.
That's
the message
incredible.
has gotten through, and the border is being protected.
Sure has. I love it. Although, the left and the illegals themselves are a little pissed off about it.
Oh, no. Hate to hear it.
In fact, there's demonstrations all over the country
from
illegals themselves demanding that they be allowed to stay. And while they are demanding that we allow them to stay, they're waving Mexican, Guatemalan, Honduran flags in our faces. Are you kidding me? What is wrong with you? Can you imagine, as an American, living illegally in Mexico and then demanding you be allowed to stay there?
Waving the United States flag.
Waving the American flag.
Like a stupid Saturday Night Live bit.
You're in the town square in Mexico City. You got Old Glory there, and you're flying it in the face of the Mexican citizens. Eat this, Mexicans! I can stay here if I want to. How dare you try to make me leave? I mean,
I'm going to block traffic.
and I'm going to dump garbage in the intersection. Then you'll like me, won't
I'm
you?
going to flush my toilet paper.
Whoa.
Whoa. Okay, now you've gone too
Right,
far.
don't be ridiculous.
Okay, I mean, we're just talking about illegal immigration. Don't get crazy, Jeffy.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
got some tweets from Bob Loblaw. I appreciate the new administration telling us that the New Jersey drones were not the enemy. However, I would like more details on the various other reasons they were in the air. Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm guessing we're not going to hear them, though. Yeah. Not Be Wise Guy tweets, Jeffy should run for press secretary. Instead of the big book of everything, all the answers would be, don't worry about it.
I'm okay with that.
What are these drones in the sky, Mr. Fisher? What are these drones?
Joe, why don't you not worry about what these drones are, okay? You know what? That goes for the rest of you as well.
That would be fun. It'd be so great. From Giblets, the new White House press secretary used the word plethora. Clearly, she isn't familiar with the term throft.
Oh, yeah.
That's coming.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
That's coming, though. She'll get to it.
It's coming.
It's her first day.
Yeah, right. Maybe you could email her, Chris. Is that possible?
I'll definitely be emailing her.
They're allowing everyone in to be part of the press now. We should actually have
that room was
us
crowded
there.
yesterday. Oh, my gosh. It was wall-to-wall.
Social media, too, right?
Yes.
That's kind of cool.
Yep.
Chuck Shazam Bartowski, the new White House press secretary doesn't say, look, and doesn't seem to carry a big book of everything. I don't know what to do with myself.
She comes out with her
look
point cards, and we're good to go. Let's go. That's what I got for you.
And I really want her to say, look, because then she's going to start lying right after she says that. Look. Because that gives her time to think of the lie.
Always.
So.
And those blinks, man, I'm going to miss those too.
Oh, yeah. And the perm. Who's not going to miss the perm? The little tight curls. It's so great.
The fashion.
The fashion that we pay for.
Keep up. I don't know that we pay for that.
Oh. No, I think we do.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I think we do.
Do you guys see the cross that she was wearing?
Yeah. Look, yes, it's very prominent.
It's very, very out there.
She was also asked if NGOs that are working with illegal aliens would be defunded too.
Caroline.
Good question.
Since you're in the back row, I hear you. The back row hasn't gotten much attention in the last 4 years, so I'm happy to answer your question.
And I can project. Does the president intend to permanently cut off funding to NGOs that are bringing illegal foreign nationals to the country, such as Catholic charities?
I am actually quite certain that the president signed an executive order that did just that, and I can point you to that.
Yes.
So
yes.
Yes.
What don't you understand about it?
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many times all these reporters keep asking, are we sure we're going after these people that have been in this country? Yes.
Yesterday she got to one point where she says, I have been asked and answered this question 4 times, and I will continue to give you the same answer. It was so good.
They can't comprehend the fact that these people shouldn't be here, and so it's against the law.
I think
we're going to do something about it.
I think at one point, we may even have the clip, I don't know, but at one point she said, look, we believe they're illegal. They're here illegally.
I think that's the next one.
That is a crime.
Yeah, that's.
I don't get what nobody understands it.
There she is talking about that.
3,500 arrests ICE has made so far since President Trump came back into office. Can you just tell us the numbers? How many have a criminal record versus those who are just in the country illegally?
All of them, because they illegally broke our nation's laws, and therefore they are criminals as far as this administration goes. I know the last administration didn't see it that way, so it's a big culture shift in our nation to view someone who breaks our immigration laws as a criminal, but that's exactly what they are.
You may have done one of the worst first. They all have a criminal record?
And welcome to the
If they broke our nation's laws, yes, they are criminal.
Yes.
What don't you get?
So great. So simple yet so profound.
Unapologetically upholding the law. I thought you were all rule of law people.
No one's above the law, right?
Right? Yeah, how many times have we heard that?
Unless you're a Biden family member or an illegal alien.
Wow. So, in New York City, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem
yeah, this is fun.
Participated in ICE raids.
Here in New York City this morning, we are getting the dirt bags off these streets.
Now, pause that. Can you imagine Alejandro Mayorkas being a part of ICE raids, dressed up like that?
No, I
the
cannot.
vest and the badge and
No, I cannot. And even if he was, it wouldn't be that pleasant. You know?
That shiny bald head of his?
Yeah.
Okay, we're here with the ICE. We're going to do some raiding.
Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah.
The times, they are a-changing.
Yes, they are.
But in Chicago, Mayor Brandon Johnson still hasn't gotten the memo, and he had a message for illegals in the Windy City.
Continue to protect civil and human rights, and we welcome all individuals and families who want to work, live, and thrive here in our beloved city.
Golly.
The Welcoming City Ordinance is a law, and it is the law of the land here in Chicago. We will uphold it, along with the complementary Illinois Trust Act, to ensure that our immigrant communities are safe. Furthermore, we intend to continue to empower all of our communities throughout our city with crucial information and resources at this time. On the city's website, chicago.gov, we offer a Know Your Rights resource guide providing all information, tools, and context that our immigrant communities should know. The full force of government from my office, city departments, as well as
Let's get right to CBS News.
All right.
That is
Oh, you cut him off early. It figures.
insane.
Yeah, and you know who else is seeing that are all of his constituents that show up at those city council meetings to give him the what to for.
Yeah, but he goes on to say there, and after they go back to him, he goes on to say that it's the federal government's job to do that. He's just not helping.
He's not helping. No,
at
he's
all.
doing the opposite. He's helping the illegals.
Correct.
By
but
providing
I'm just
them
saying he's not,
with their supposed
ICE is still
rights.
there. He believes that that's the federal government's job.
And he's not the only one that did that yesterday. Minneapolis.
Yeah,
mayor
Minneapolis.
did it right next to Ilhan Omar, and she was like with her little head, like, yep.
Yep.
Can you imagine this from any other country?
Right.
Or any other time frame in the history of the world where this is expected of you? Yeah, just look the other way and welcome all the people who have broken your laws and continue to break laws.
Well, Holman was even saying, specifically in Chicago, one of the pedophile guys that they busted was already in jail at one point in Chicago, and it would have saved everyone a ton of money had they just turned him over.
You know, I'm so glad you said that, Jeffy, because that's the thing. You're not going to have these raids if you would stop in these blue cities of letting these people out. If you would have just done your job, arrested them, handed them over to the federal government. Of course, under Biden, that wasn't even an option. But that's why they're having to go to these places because, and Holman even spoke to this yesterday where he's like, hey, you know what, we could, or no, it wasn't Holman. It was a guy under him that was saying, you know, we wouldn't have to go to these places to make these raids and stuff. We could just send a couple of officers into jails. And just hand them to us. But instead, since you're not in these blue cities, we have to go and do these raids when we find them.
Which in turn costs us more money.
It's dangerous. Exactly.
There are some expenditures that are worth expending. Do it. I don't care what it costs. Do it. Fix this.
Yeah.
And then let's enforce the law. Let's just enforce American law. We don't need new laws. We don't need new measures. Just do what already is available to you. And finally, once and for all, take care of this situation.
Yeah, and we had the Aurora, Colorado guy, the ringleader for that apartment stuff.
Yep.
He was arrested yesterday.
Well, it wasn't every apartment
That's correct.
in Aurora, Colorado.
That's correct.
Can I just point that out?
That's fair.
Yes. The Tren de Aragua took over some apartment complexes, but not all of them.
Oh, yeah. So this is Aurora, Colorado, but he was arrested in New York yesterday. The guy who was basically the de facto landlord.
Yeah, he was the ringleader.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. But again, this isn't at all of them.
No.
That's just some
one
of the apartment complexes in Aurora, Colorado.
Thank you.
So I don't want to hear your racist, xenophobic nonsense.
Arrested in New York City. I don't think the mayor there is pushing back.
Other side of you.
That.
Oh, that's great.
I think that mayor is on board with the Trump policies on immigration.
Wow. All right. Let me tell you about a new movie that talks about how far a teacher will go to save a kid who's about to lose everything. It's called Brave the Dark. It's from Angel Studios. They've done so much quality work lately. The studio behind, for instance, The Sound of Freedom. It's an inspiring true story about a troubled teen, Nate Williams, who's fighting to survive in a world that's failed him. Haunted by painful childhood memories, Nate is drowning in darkness. But when his high school drama teacher, Mr. Dean, steps in, bailing him out of jail and giving him a place to stay, Nate has to confront his past head on before it destroys him. Brave the Dark. It's a powerful reminder that one meaningful connection can change everything for people. It's a story about compassion and resilience and never giving up on someone, no matter how far gone they might seem to be. So this movie is going to leave you inspired. It'll show you the life-changing impact of believing in others when they can't even believe in themselves. If you're looking for a story that uplifts the challenges, that remind you of the power of hope, Brave the Dark is a must-watch. You can get your tickets right now. Brave the Dark is in theaters right now. Go to angel.com/unleashed. Angel.com/unleashed and get your tickets today.
Introducing Jeffy Fisher. Just the Jeffy's on the shop for 30 minutes or so. You put the 18 together with the 7-minute all you know. When we talk about space, maybe mention his sights. No one knows for sure, but he's gonna bring to light. Well, it's time to chew the fat, give us something we like. Oh, by the way, Jeffy, make sure to turn on your mic.
I'll attack on that one.
Come on, that's good stuff.
Good stuff.
Very funny.
I assume that was also from Rowdy Introvert?
Fury and Energy.
Fury and Energy?
Yes, I'm guessing.
Oh, okay. Fury and Energy, not Rowdy Introvert. Okay.
They worked very creative. In fact, they worked in tandem on something while you were out. We could play it for you at some point if you like. Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to that.
78 years ago, scientists created the doomsday clock as a symbolic attempt to gauge how close humanity is to destroying the world.
Because at midnight, the world is destroyed, right?
Oh, correct.
Oh, no.
The last 2
what
years,
is it, like 5 in the afternoon?
The last 2 years, the clock has been 90 seconds to midnight.
What?
Okay, 90 seconds
That's really
to midnight.
close.
I know.
Holy cow.
Because of the invasion of Ukraine, Israel-Hamas conflict in Gaza, climate crisis.
But now where are we? Like 9:30, 9:35, somewhere in there?
Well, the doomsday clock time is set by the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists.
Okay.
And in consultation with the board of sponsors, of course.
Of course.
Which include 9 Nobel laureates. So don't even...
I think they're also sponsored by the National Association of Realtors.
Very well could be.
Because only realtors can be National Association of Realtor members.
That's correct.
So,
yesterday, we received news from a bulletin.
And atomic scientists. So it's just realtors, and atomic scientists.
It's a bulletin of atomic scientists.
It's a
fun cocktail party right there.
All right.
So a bulletin of atomic scientists on the 2025 Doomsday Clock gave us a mention yesterday, and I'll just let you know. Remember, yesterday or the day before yesterday, we were 90 seconds
away
to midnight.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Thank you all for being here today.
No, thank you for your haircut.
It is the determination of the Science and Security Board of the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists that the world has not made sufficient progress on existential risks threatening all of humanity.
I hate that for us.
We thus move the clock forward.
Oh, hell.
In setting the clock closer to midnight, we send a stark signal.
Okay.
Because the world is already perilously close to the precipice.
He thinks he's important.
Any move towards midnight should be taken as an indication of extreme danger and an unmistakable warning.
Oh, it's a warning.
Every second of delay in reversing course increases the probability
Is he ever going to get to
disaster.
it? What time is it now?
He's getting to it right now. He set it up. These people are taking care of the clock right now.
All right, and it
89 seconds to midnight.
89 seconds to
it's
midnight.
moved a
This
full
is the closest
second.
the world has ever been.
It's the closest we've ever been, dude.
And they know. They know. These are the authorities. They know exactly how close we are to Armageddon.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, but wait, the leader guy in that picture, he's smiling. Like, are you happy? What is I thought this was doomsday.
That's minus one of them. One lady, one chick, one doc is from India. Apparently, she didn't make it. She was just there on
Too much
on a
doom.
video link.
Okay.
I'm so glad she dialed in to watch him move the little second hand.
Of course, it's a big deal for a bulletin of What do they call themselves again?
I don't know. The Doomsday
Yeah,
Gang?
the Bulletin of Doomsday. Yeah. So, and remember, and today starts Lunar New Year in China, too. So, Happy New Year.
Oh, that's exciting.
Celebration lasts 16 days until February's full moon. My favorite part of celebrating China's New Year is those who celebrate will clean their homes to eliminate anything unlucky, known as Hui Qi. I'm a fan of Hui Qi.
Me too.
Cleaning. And so it's the year of the snake. And I guess technically 2025 is the year of the wood snake, I'm told. So happy.
Wait.
Happy.
They break it down even further?
Yes.
I didn't know.
Don't ask me. Ask them. I got nothing to do with it.
Wood
I'm just
snake.
just reporting the news.
You're the messenger.
Just reporting the news. Where we got time for? The NFL NFC Championship game last week, the Commanders and the Eagles averaged 44.2 million viewers across the Fox Sports family of networks. Now, that sounds pretty good on the surface, but it's the least watched NFL conference title game since the Bills-Chiefs in 2021, and the least watched NFC title game since the Packers-49ers in 2020. So at that time, though, when this game started, per Nielsen, 58% of all U.S. TVs that were in use while this game was underway were tuned to Fox.
Wow.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
But the AFC Championship game, the Bills versus the Chiefs, drew 57.7 million people. That was Mahomes beating Allen.
What percentage of TVs in that one?
I would say like 89. 90. They didn't say.
They didn't say?
Yeah, they didn't say. So, I mean, that's excluding Super Bowls, that's the second most watched NFL game since they've been keeping records.
Oh, wow.
Which is, pretty good. So we'll see if the Super Bowl, the big game.
That was a first down Buffalo.
In New Orleans draws a larger audience than last year of 123 million, which may or may not happen this year because everyone seems a little bored with it. But
I'm definitely bored with it.
But Kansas City's looking to do what no team has done before.
Yeah.
They're going where no
3 in a
man
row.
has gone before.
Yeah.
With the three-peat, and yet you still feel like so.
I'm over
I know.
it.
Of the last 9 Super Bowls, only one didn't involve Tom Brady or the Chiefs.
Jeez.
That was the Rams-Bengals a few years ago. Other than that, it's either been Brady or the Chiefs. Sometimes both.
Would have been really fun to have the Bills in the Super Bowl.
Yes, it would have been.
See if they could win
Or the
one.
Lions.
Yes.
I wanted Lions.
Or the
Buffalo,
Lions,
man.
especially the Lions, because they've never even been.
I would have liked to see Jaden Daniels there too, be the first rookie in the Super Bowl. That would have been fun too.
Nope.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Yeah, welcome to it. Thanks for joining us. Got some tweets here. Paco D tweets, maybe the people who tunnel under our border could use that knowledge to build sewer systems in Mexico. That's a thought.
That is a good idea.
And then maybe they could flush toilet paper down the toilet. What a concept.
It is an incredible concept.
I mean, what is this? The year 3000 where you can flush toilet paper down a toilet? What are we talking, Jetsons material here?
I mean,
Got a Jetsons reference. Awesome.
All right. Tamara B tweets, Blaze TV should send Jeffy to be a White House correspondent. Each question starts with, first of all. That'd be great.
I'm all
Will you
for
do it? Will you do it?
Yeah, sure.
From Hogasm, shouldn't the mayor of Chicago have given his little speech in Spanish?
Oh.
That would have
Yes.
been. Yeah.
Be inclusive.
He should have. Yeah. What about the people who don't speak your language? Douchebag. What about them? You just ignored them? Huh. Pretty inconsiderate, I'd say.
And the funny thing about the Minneapolis mayor, that when he did that, he had a sign language person.
Yeah, the Minneapolis mayor did. I don't know if the
like,
Chicago mayor brings a signer with it. Maybe he does.
Are they signing in Spanish? Because that makes no sense.
I think there's only one sign language, isn't there? I think it's international, right?
Is it?
I don't know if I
don't know.
No,
Maybe somebody can correct us.
No, it's.
No, sign language
It's
is different
what?
languages.
I'm with you. I think he's really asking.
Yeah,
I really think he is.
Oh, of course he is.
I am.
Yeah.
Are you saying that people don't sign in Spanish? Is that what
No,
you're saying?
That's what he's saying. Yeah, he is saying that.
I think that someone
Whatever. You guys don't know anything.
speaks English or Spanish is looking at the sign language guy if they're deaf, regardless of.
Then how do they know that's what that means?
Right.
Okay.
I love the discussions that we have
Yeah,
here. Where else you get this kind of conversation, yo?
No, nowhere.
That's awesome. So anyway, I wanted to finish chewing the fat. You guys just cut me off, gave me like no time. I've got one story that I have to get to though for sure.
All
Chewing
right.
the fat, which you should subscribe to. Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher.
You should.
Available wherever you get your podcast.
What do I have to pay for that though?
Oh,
how much is it?
See, he hid that from.
Right now.
Yeah, he's not talking about
Right
that
now.
because it's so damn expensive.
Right now.
Most people can't even afford it.
But see, here's the thing.
Go ask your
What's
manager.
the thing?
First of all,
Yeah.
today.
Today?
I can't promise tomorrow, but today it's free.
Oh my God! A 100% discount.
So no matter where you subscribe to your podcast today,
Nice.
Like I said, I can't promise tomorrow, but today.
But today, for
free.
sure, it's free. All right.
Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher.
That's nice of you. Thank you.
I feel so
Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
that.
I know this show we don't fat shame.
No,
There's no fat shaming on this show whatsoever. That's the show policy.
Always has been.
Always has been.
Always will
Which
be.
is why I wanted to do this show, this story from Detroit. Detroit rapper and influencer Deja Blanding, known by her stage name Dank Demoss, is suing Lyft after a driver refused to give her a ride.
Oh, no.
I know.
You don't like that.
I'll let the news report from Fox 2, Jessica Dupnack out of Detroit, give you the ins and outs.
Give you the skinny.
Blanding tells us she was just trying to get to a Detroit Lions watch party this month when her Lyft rolled up.
As I'm walking, I see him like making faces or whatever. I'm like, oh man.
She already knew.
I can fit in this car.
Believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me.
He told her there's not
Believe
enough
him.
room in his car.
The kicker part was when he started to talk about his tires. I feel like that was a slap in the face. That was like my tires. Like
the driver said his tires could not handle her weight.
every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car.
That's so wrong.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
You know what? I don't never have to order Uber XL.
He apologized,
Uber extra,
canceled the
extra,
ride,
hell.
and left her there. The rapper says she's pretty tough.
I get the money and flip it and make
Dank Demoss, as she's known at the mic, is crushed by the whole situation.
I just want them to know, it really hurt my feelings.
It looks like a Lyft
Really hurt
might
her
be
feelings.
hurting pretty soon, too.
I knew it was illegal and I knew that it was wrong.
Her attorneys, John Marco and Zach Runyon, say weight is a protected characteristic in Michigan by law.
It would be no different than a driver pulling up and saying,
Pause it for just a
I don't
sec.
wanna have-
I can't think of anything but his red ears right there, right now. At this point, I have no idea what he's even talking about. There's just the red ear.
Yeah,
problem.
I see that.
What's going on there?
I don't know.
What's happening?
I don't know.
Is he okay?
It's cold outside.
Is he
Yeah,
about
it's
to
Michigan.
burst into
Yeah, it's
flame?
Michigan.
What is
It's
going
possible.
on with this
It's
guy?
cold outside.
All right, let's hear what he has to say.
up and saying,
He's angry.
I don't
Okay.
want to have
I
black
don't blame
people
him.
in my car, or I
Same
don't want to
thing.
have
Black
Christians
people,
in my
same-
car, or
same
Muslims
thing.
in my car. It's the
Christians,
same. Under the law,
Same.
it's the same.
It
It's
might
the
be.
same.
Is filed.
Michigan.
Since she posted the encounter on social media, other full-figured folks have reached out saying the
Full-figured.
same thing happened to them.
Is that what we're calling it now?
Full figured, yeah.
Full figure.
So I know you want to know.
Yeah. What it was?
489.
489.
489.
Okay, it's not
I know
even
you wanted to know.
$5.
He has it. Well,
Come on.
and let me say
What's
something.
that guy's problem?
When you're at Dank Demoss, or Deja Blanding, when you're at that stage of overweightness, full figuredness,
right?
When someone asks you, "Hey, how much do you weigh?" 498.
498.
So she's over 5.
Well, I thought you said 489.
Or 489. Yeah, 489. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
you're underneath that 5 mark. You're not telling people you're over 5. You're still...
Because that's a huge difference.
Yeah, big
those 11
difference.
pounds make a big
Well,
difference.
it is.
Yeah.
At
Oh,
489, it is.
I know.
In your mind,
Mm-hmm.
once you break 5, oof.
I'm going to trust you on
man.
that.
You break 5, man. That's
And
that's a big
seriously-
deal.
Seriously,
Yeah,
though,
what's-
that
Every time you break the 4, and then that 5, that's
Think about that. At 500, you're a quarter of a ton.
That's why you.
That's why
you don't
you're
wanna
under
say
500. Yeah, because I'm not a quarter of a ton.
You don't want to say it.
I'm 11 pounds under.
And I'm not going to
quarter of a
order
ton.
Uber XL. I'm not going to order
So you
Uber
saying that
XL.
she's lying about her weight?
Yeah, absolutely lying about it. Absolutely.
So
now I will say
does the
that
door open wide enough? Honestly.
it'd be a tough squeeze.
And the suspension. I mean, the poor guy's got to go to the mechanic afterwards.
And he apologized and said he apologized to her and just said I'm not giving you a ride. Sorry. My favorite post on her Instagram post where this show was posted from Lynn 858. I just feel like she ultimately embarrassed herself suing for what exactly. Yes, it was embarrassing, but we wouldn't have known about it if you didn't record it and post it.
That's true.
Yes, he drives Lyft, but you were ultimately too big to fit, and he didn't feel comfortable with you getting in, although he tried to put it in a nice way, and you took offense to it. Personally, because of your insecurities. I feel like nobody should be sued because he declined respectively, and you ultimately embarrassed your own self by recording and posting it on the internet.
It's a good point.
That is a good point.
It's a good point. And let me ask you this. Would the Lyft driver have allowed two 250-pound people in his... Of course. He wouldn't have thought, you're too much for my tires. My tires will blow.
Well, now you're making the case.
Yeah.
I'm making her case.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks for her that Captain Ahab wasn't the guy who was supposed to pick her up that day.
Right.
So if you're the Lyft driver, you're going to bring in a scale.
Right
when they use that defense of two people with 250 pounds, you go, well...
The lawyer can use my argument for free. I gift that to him. Okay. Yes. Yes. I don't even need part of the settlement for that. That's
Lyft, of course, is, hey, we're for everybody, and it's
we're for
blah, 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 blah.
Well, of course. I mean, the driver was practicing preventative maintenance.
Yes.
Like, is she gonna pay the bill later when he takes it in because the struts and the suspension and the shocks and the tires?
And all he said is go order Lyft XL. It's a bigger vehicle. You're trying to be cheap.
Is there Lyft XL?
Yeah.
For sure there's Uber XL.
Really?
All that means is you get an SUV. Right? So
I don't think it's not just for big people.
No.
I don't think XL is going to cover that.
And that's what he was saying. It's like order bigger. Like
no fat shaming.
Mm-hmm.
Stop being cheap and order the bigger car.
Okay. Wow.
What do you mean fat shaming?
Oh, Mr. I don't think XL is enough.
It's not. It's not. I'm concerned how wide those doors open on any vehicle.
She'll get in. She'll squeeze in.
Then he'll need to get new hinges. I mean, it's a mess.
Deja's been squeezed in those cars for a while now.
True.
Okay, well,
so
again, nobody would have known about this.
Right.
We wouldn't be talking about
That's
it.
correct.
If she hadn't made a big deal out of it.
That's correct.
And then she wouldn't have to be embarrassed.
And can she sue Lyft, though?
She's embarrassed. Well, they are, absolutely.
I got it, but because that's where the money is. But the company didn't say, the company didn't say no to her. He did.
True.
That's going to be interesting to follow.
Yeah.
To see if this works out. Yeah. Because, she's going to sue for probably tens of millions.
And is that guy done driving for Lyft now?
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
Right.
That sucks.
Probably.
I'd like to help pay
and
his
she'll
legal
sell
fees.
A couple more albums.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
Couple more,
if that clip
videos.
was any indication,
that's
good stuff.
Her one
am I right?
video, So What?
So What? That's what it's called?
Man. Good.
Is it good?
Well, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Pat, don't you have
Dank,
all her albums?
Demoss.
Dank, Demoss.
So what? All right. I'm going to check. I'm going to check that out.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you?
Check that out today.
Does Lyft or Uber, do they use tractor trailers at all to carry things around? To carry things around?
They do have a truck.
See?
All right.
Flatbed?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not fat shaming.
Being embarrassed.
I'm just simply trying to help everybody.
Embarrassed. Let me get you a lift.
All parties come together
a
here.
tow truck. I'll tow you up on the back of this thing.
You're just asking questions. That's all. All right. Did you have something on Ozempic too?
No. We have a story from the singer Avery, right? That Ozempic harmed her, and she wants people to know about it.
Okay.
I just left the doctor's office. I went to get a checkup because I've been off of Ozempic for 2 months now, and I just wanted to see if my body was in better condition, if there were any.
Well, it turned her hair pink.
Damages.
Pause it for a sec. I'm pissed about that. Right off the start.
That's a side effect.
The Ozempic turned her hair pink.
The RFK will fix
half,
that.
and just half. I mean, if it was all, you'd think, okay, well that makes sense. No, it's half and half. So has Ozempic responded to this yet?
No, they have
got
not.
Some,
They haven't.
They got
have
some
not.
splatter, Toto.
Yeah, they have not
Healthy.
responded
That's
to
not
that.
healthy.
All right. Go ahead. She's kind of in shock now.
Wasn't expecting this,
Uh-huh.
but I guess Ozempic can cause bone density loss, and I didn't think that would happen to me because I was only on it for a year.
Uh-huh.
But I have significant bone loss. I have osteoporosis and osteopenia, so that I don't know. There's like several of them that I have. I wasn't expecting that, but that's what happens if you use Ozempic for weight loss and you lose too much weight.
There you go.
See,
there you go.
And she said all along that just now she wants people to realize, don't try to be the model skinny.
Okay.
In life.
All right. Do we have a before and after picture?
She really wasn't. She really wasn't terrible. This was just her wanting to be model skinny.
So to be clear, the side effect she's crying about is her bones, not
Not
her,
the
not
pink
her
hair.
that Pat was pointing out.
Yeah, it's like she doesn't even notice it.
Right.
It's like she didn't even notice her
Maybe
pink
color
hair.
blindness is another side effect.
Oh,
And she
there
doesn't
you go.
see that her
No
hair
wonder.
is turning pink.
See?
All right.
Freaking
we got there.
Ozempic, man.
Dang it.
Does Ozempic? I didn't even know that was a side effect.
Yeah,
of
it is.
Ozempic.
I didn't know that either.
It causes bone loss. There's no bones in your body after you take an Ozempic.
Bone
It's the first time
density
hearing
loss,
of it.
yes.
Have you checked your bone density?
I still have bones.
Well,
Of
have you
course, I
checked the
was not
density?
on it for a year. I was only on
okay.
it for about a month and a half. I think 6 weeks of Mounjaro. So I didn't take I don't know if there's a difference between Ozempic and Mounjaro. I think they're about the
There
same,
is.
right?
Yeah, because the Wegovy
They're both
is different.
semaglutide or Tude or Teed,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
The difference is your hair. You say you didn't.
Yeah, my
turn
hair
pink.
didn't turn pink either. I wasn't on it a
Yeah, it
year
wasn't
though.
long
Again,
enough, though.
so
Yeah.
I'd probably have partially pink hair.
Maybe a root
had I
or
stayed
two.
on it longer. All right. Well, good. All right. We'll check into her background and what she looked like before and after, because I'd like to see what Ozempic did for her. So if you take it for a year, you got to believe that something's going to happen there. It's a pretty powerful medication.
Right.
And, it's for diabetes. Did she have diabetes?
I think not.
I don't think so either.
No, she
I
did
think not.
I don't think so. All right, let me tell you about the Jace case. We've heard a lot about the Los Angeles fires. Of course, space larger than the size of San Francisco has been burned. And there are at least 25 people dead as well. 400,000 people have been left without power. 180,000 were forced to evacuate with hardly any time to get necessities. Imagine finding yourself in that type of situation. What if you not only couldn't get your medication from your home because it was on fire, but you also couldn't get them from your pharmacy because your pharmacy burned down too? There is something you can do to ensure that you and your loved ones have the medical care you need when you need it. The Jace case, it offers peace of mind. It's a personalized emergency kit, contains essential medications that treat the most common and deadly bacterial infections, provides 5 life-saving antibiotics and emergency use. You just fill out a simple form online and you'll have it in case you need it. They even have ivermectin as an add-on if you want that. So go to jace.com, enter the promo code PAT10 at checkout to get a discount on your order. That's promo code PAT10, PAT10 at jace.com.
Follow Pat on X at Pat Unleashed. Pat Gray Unleashed returns right after this.
All right, we got some tweets here. Sarah the Band tweets. Oh, no.
What?
No, honey.
What's wrong? What happened?
If you have to think twice, cut it.
Right?
All right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I know that's your rule.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the answer to that is
Yeah.
no.
When in doubt, cut it out.
Yeah.
That's Jeffy's hard, fast rule. Sarah the Band tweets, not only is Dank the fat ass too large for a car. No, honey, no. But she's also one of the reasons healthcare is so high. She'll probably die of a heart attack before the case is settled. I hope not.
Yeah.
Boy,
then we got to deal with a hearse, and it's going to be.
Yeah. I mean,
that's a mess.
Wait,
that is a mess. And they will have to send the extra large ambulance.
True.
Do they have them?
Yes.
They have XL ambulances?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You would know that, right? Because
I wasn't going to ask him that. I wasn't going to ask him that.
Oh, did one get dispatched during your heart event?
Let's move on with the
Don't worry about what was dispatched when I had my heart event.
It's private matter between me and my doctor.
That's HIPAA laws.
I was going to say, did I violate any HIPAA laws? I'm sorry.
Yes, it did. If you look like a hippo, then the law is don't ask.
Wow.
I was just describing the hippo law. A lot of people don't know what that is.
It's a legal thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's covering his bases for the censors.
For those who didn't go to law school, you know what I mean. Tamara B tweets that full-figure rapper from Detroit is unliftable.
Oh, hello.
Get it?
You're
See, it's
all
Lyft driver.
Is that
try the
because
veal.
she's overweight?
Yes, because she's overweight.
Yeah. Wow. All right. So the Ozempic woman who is suing Ozempic because
Avery. No, she's not.
she's
suing.
not
I don't think
suing.
she's suing.
No,
oh, she's not suing Ozempic?
No.
She's letting her
It's a
followers
PSA.
know.
It's a PSA.
Okay.
Yeah, she's letting her followers know.
Good
Yeah,
for
it's
her.
like a
She's
warning.
not seeking any sort of settlement
I
from
don't
this.
think. Well, I don't know that either.
Well, don't
but
put
it
any
wasn't
ideas
reported.
in her head now.
Okay.
It wasn't
Well,
reported that she was.
she should. I mean, look what
she's-
happened to her hair
Yeah,
under
right,
Ozempic.
Right.
Yeah.
But we did.
And go ahead.
When I say we, Chris tracked down a
I did.
before and after
Before
picture.
and after. So the left of the screen.
And it's hideous. Just a quick warning.
Yes, please.
Oh, yeah.
Please.
The before is disturbing.
If you thought
to
Dank
behold.
was rough
Yes.
to
So
look
the
at.
before is on the left side and the after is on the
It
right
should be
side.
self-evident.
On the left. Well,
Look at
obviously.
that.
Obviously, it's the left.
Look at that.
That was the before.
So is she lying about her weight? She 5 bills too?
Yeah, she lied about her weight.
Sorry, I
she's
just threw
5
up a little
bills
bit
as
in my
well.
mouth.
I mean, the Fat Albert theme is in my head now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Look at
Right.
that.
Look at
And
that.
she's wearing red, like Fat Albert wore red.
See?
But now she could even wear a bare midriff. And
Yeah.
it's not,
Disgusting. as
disgusting.
The left picture.
Look at that.
It's literally the
She's
same
got to be
picture.
on the left an ounce overweight.
Yeah.
I mean, not a full ounce.
Not a full ounce.
But like 1/1000th
Yes.
of an ounce overweight on
No,
the
those
left.
thighs look pretty thick.
Do they?
Yeah.
Do they though?
Yeah, they do.
And by the way, if you can see, Ozempic did not change her hair color because a year ago.
Well, it flipped the side.
flipped
that
the side.
Your Honor,
Oh, there you go.
Your
Change
Honor,
sides.
we move for a dismissal. As you can clearly see, a year ago, her hair was.
No, but it was on the
But it
different.
was
It
on
was
the different side.
on the
It was
other
on a different
side.
side.
Yeah, but
So-
she's
moved
looking
it
in a
to the
mirror.
other side.
She's looking in a mirror.
Don't bog us
Oh,
down with
yeah,
facts.
that's right. That's
Stop bogging us down with facts,
So
okay?
I move for a dismissal, Your Honor.
Oh man.
Just
Well,
let
now
it go.
that's actually tragic. That's sad.
It's a
that,
sad
that she
story.
even
Yes.
thought that she needed
And,
that.
and that's what she's trying to say now.
It's disturbing.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you doing? Seriously, you were on Ozempic
Right?
for a year.
She could have put that money into therapy.
A year.
To lose that, how many ounces was she overweight?
1/1000th of an ounce. Yeah.
And Ozempic took a year to take that off?
That is kind of a non-PSA for Ozempic.
She should be like a
Wow.
shriveled
Lose
up and
1/1000th of an ounce in a year, Ozempic.
So hold on, I have no idea how Ozempic works, but it's like it feels like it said, "Hey, there's nothing here for me to shrink. I guess I'll start attacking your bones."
That makes sense.
That's very possible.
Yeah, that
Yes.
I guess
makes
that's where
sense.
I'll get the weight
You
off.
don't have
you?
diabetes.
Maybe.
You don't have diabetes,
Yeah,
and
right.
I'm not attacking any fat cells.
Right.
I got to find something to attack.
Bones it is.
You know, for a normal, regular sized person without diabetes, I don't know how you keep your glucose high enough to survive.
She might have another doctor's visit
Wow.
scheduled now.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, there's hyperglycemia, which is the too high, and then there's hypoglycemia, which is a much bigger problem because you can die from it.
Yep.
I mean, the other one is a problem over time.
Right.
But
and the other weight loss stuff isn't Ozempic
Semaglutide.
for diabetes. So she specifically named Ozempic,
Yes,
which
she
is
did.
supposed to was a diabetic.
But the active ingredient is what's important, right? It's
Yes,
a
the semaglutide, yes.
Semaglutide, and that's in it.
Right.
Yes.
Right. No, I understand.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what you're doing there. But Ozempic should be ashamed of themselves.
100%. It took a year to lose how much weight?
Yeah, 1/1000th of an ounce.
Wow.
Yeah. That's probably
just
not
that
as
good.
effective as they should be.
No.
You know what I mean?
It's not.
But they shouldn't be as embarrassed as I should be for.
Okay.
I mean, people are coming after me over it. I wasn't here last week when Texas needed me most.
Well,
it was cold.
Yeah, it was cold, right?
It
so
was.
how'd you survive it?
It was,
without me?
We got through it.
Yeah.
We
but
barely got through it.
some people didn't appreciate it.
While Texas was freezing under an Arctic blast, where was Pat Gray? Pat Gray left you in the cold, escaping to the warmth of Mexico,
Avocados from Mexico.
just like his handler, Ted Cruz. While you worried about your power, your pipes, and your family's safety, Pat Gray was eating Kexi cookies on the beach. Pat Heads needed a leader. Pat Gray chose to flee.
Wow.
He left us with Jeffy.
Oh, no.
Let me eat.
Pat Gray, beloved podcast host, or Mexican spy?
Good question.
Pat Gray abandoned the Pat Heads in their time of need.
Yes, he did.
When making your choice for favorite show host, remember who was there for you.
Thank you.
And who wasn't.
Thank you.
Look at that, man.
By Pat Heads against their favorite host, enjoying life.
Wow. It's hard to argue with.
It is.
It's hard to argue with. So I just won't, frankly. More coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Anybody see New York Magazine complaining about the Trump inauguration party where it was almost all white?
Yeah, those bastards.
Oh, those racist bastards. Almost all white people attended Donald Trump's inauguration party. Well, except for all the black people that they cropped out of their propaganda photos. Oh, and they ignored the fact that the host of the party was black.
I mean,
other than that, it was almost all white. That's embarrassing.
Worse
It's
than
embarrassing.
embarrassing. I mean,
it's criminal.
It is. It really is.
They hate this man so much that they make crap up and then alter things to make it look like it fits their agenda.
And you can bet that the narrative sayers at The View will be using that against him.
No, probably.
And all the other naysayers will just use that just like it actually is true.
Even if it were true, which it obviously wasn't, there were many, many black people there. But even if it was true and you had white people there, can you force black people to show up if they don't want to be there? Was he supposed to herd black people into the party at gunpoint in order to ensure a good racial mix? It's just weird. Wow. It's like when people were complaining a few years ago, man, it's probably been 20 years now, about Major League Baseball not having enough blacks in the sport. Well, should we be forcing people to play baseball and grow up to be Major League Baseball players? If they don't want to play baseball, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it?
Well, and they've actually worked to try to rectify that by having big outreaches in the major cities. But
same thing with NASCAR. They're trying to develop a program to encourage more blacks to get into NASCAR racing.
But you're right. That's all you can do.
Yeah, right. That's all you can do. I can invite you to come to my party, but if you don't want to come, I'm probably not going to force you to.
Right.
It's just weird. It's just, but it wasn't true anyway.
Is there a case where you would?
Probably
force
not.
them?
No, probably not. Mm-mm. To come to my party?
I don't hear a definitive no coming from you. There's got to be some place.
No, I'm not going to force anybody to come to a party that I'm throwing that they don't want to attend.
Okay, fine, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. But it wasn't true. There were many, many minorities at the Trump inauguration party.
Which is the whole point. He's lying,
yeah,
thieving. It's unbelievable. It's not unbelievable because it's true.
Yeah, it happens all the time. Yeah. It's still hard to believe, though, that it's so obvious at this point. All right. So apparently the European Union is sending troops now to protect Greenland from us.
Yeah. There was another story, too, where Denmark, they're getting together and sending a bunch of money and protection, too, now. So apparently Greenland is the all-knowing, all-seeing island. Okay, great. It's still ours. We want it. We're taking it.
So wait a minute. These are European nations that are sending money?
It's the EU.
So the EU.
Yeah. So it's the overriding.
It was billions of dollars.
So I haven't seen the list of countries you're referring to, Pat, but I'm going to assume that more than a few of those countries are NATO countries. It sounds like NATO countries might have
strange,
some money
isn't it?
to take care of their own defense all of a sudden.
Right, that's true, too. Yeah. But it scares the heck out of me because EU troops are almost as vicious as like a Girl Scout brownie troop. You don't want to mess with them.
That's a fact.
And it shows that they really mean business. Okay, we don't want to mess with it. Okay, we're not even gonna bring it up anymore. You've scared the crap out of us
with the EU troops.
With the EU troops.
Yeah. What was the meeting or something? The phone call that the Prime Minister of Denmark had with Trump, and now they're in all panic now over in Denmark after talking to him. Good. I want you in a panic around the clock around the world.
It's kind of fun, really. It's kind of enjoyable, and all of these Latin American countries that are so upset and supposedly defying the deportation orders, and we're not going to accept your planes when they fly down here. And then 2 minutes later, okay, yes, we are. Yeah, go ahead and send them here. I mean, was it Honduras or was it Guatemala? What was the country that
we bitch slapped?
Yeah,
Colombia.
That's who it was.
And then they send their presidential aircraft to pick up the illegals. So
incredible.
Yeah,
so funny.
It's amazing.
Okay,
it's just amazing.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, we'll send the president's plane to go pick him up.
So this article talks about how Denmark is investing. It's $2.5 billion, but 14.6 billion kroner.
What is that? $82?
Yeah,
I think it's 82 American.
I think it is.
The security of Greenland.
No, there's no way to tell.
For the security of Greenland, but it doesn't talk about the EU troops, and EU giving them money as well, which is, they're supporting the sporting allies. Yeah, it does. It gets into the NATO. They're into it. Yeah. So, I mean, everybody cares about Greenland now.
Yes.
Everybody cares about Greenland.
All of a sudden,
now.
It's the most important location on the planet. And all of a sudden, everybody's super excited about it and must have it. I mean, like, have you even heard Denmark talk about Greenland in the last 100 years?
Never.
I don't think I've ever heard him mention it.
It's almost like Greenland is Denmark's girlfriend that they neglected and they don't care about. And then all of a sudden some guy comes along like, wait, no, I really like you.
Right. Exactly. All right. Did you know that your bed sheets could be dirtier than a toilet seat?
Oh.
You know that? That's really nasty.
I've heard you say it before, and I didn't like it hearing it then. I'm not really crazy about hearing it now.
I just don't like it because it can lead to all kinds of icky things that you don't want anything to do with. Allergies, stuffy noses, all of that stuff. But with Miracle Made, you can sleep cleaner and better. Miracle Made offers a whole line of self-cleaning antibacterial bedding, including sheets, pillowcases, and comforters that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth and require 3 times less laundry. So it's really awesome. Here's why you're going to love them. First, they're temperature regulating for better sleep. Inspired by NASA, Miracle Made sheets use silver-infused fabrics to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long. No more overheating or freezing. Second, they're self-cleaning and odor-free. The silver infusion prevents bacterial growth, so it all stays cleaner and fresher 3 times longer. And so you're going to love that. And third, they offer luxury comfort without the luxury price. Miracle-Made sheets feel as nice as 5-star hotel bedding, but without that crazy price tag. And finally, they're great for your skin. Bacterial growth can clog your pores, and it's just nasty. Sleep on cleaner sheets. Wake up with healthier skin. Upgrade your sleep today at trymiracle.com/Pat. Use the promo code Pat for a 3-piece towel set and over 40% in savings. That's trymiracle.com/Pat. Treat yourself today.
And now, Pat Gray returns.
Speaking of Europe, another fun fact. France has apparently allowed the Louvre, the most famous, most exclusive art museum in the world, right? They've allowed it to become a rundown dump. Apparently, paint is peeling off the walls.
They're fixing it up now, though,
The
right?
temperature control system isn't working, so the temperature's fluctuating all over the place, which can ruin the art. Well, they just started talking about it. I don't know if they've done anything to it yet.
I thought they were.
But it's so bad that Italy asked for the Mona Lisa back.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I just read a story where they were remodeling this dump.
Well, yeah, they're talking about that now because it's in such terrible shape.
Okay.
Yeah, but they haven't done it. They haven't done anything.
They were going to put, the Mona Lisa that we all know and love
in a special place.
Want to throw soup on it in a special room.
Yes. Right,
Okay.
that has not been done, but they're going.
Okay.
They're thinking about doing it.
Got it. They're thinking about doing it.
I don't know why they're going to bother. There's only $35 billion worth of artwork there. What's the big deal? Don't worry about it.
If it's going to be the same company that made the Olympic medals, I would say just ship it back to Italy.
Yeah,
because those Olympic medals are rusting and falling apart on the medalists from the Olympics. So
France seems like they're in a bad way.
It does. It does.
It's gone to pot.
Yeah, open borders will do that to your nation.
Sure will.
And unchecked socialism will do that to you for half a century.
Yes, it will.
And the fact that you've never had an army worth anything will also.
Oh, are they part of the EU soldiers, though?
Oh.
I hope not.
Greenland's
man. The French
right for the
soldiers.
taking. We don't have to pay for it.
Even scarier. My gosh. So, have you ever? You've never been to France, right? Anybody ever been to France? No. I've always wanted to go, but it just doesn't sound that pleasant anymore.
I know. Missed that window that Glenn warned us about all those years.
Yes.
Like, if you want to see Europe, you better get there
do it now.
Yep. And boy, I think he was
we've
right.
We've seen that come to fruition.
That window is closed. In fact, I saw a chart. Elon Musk tweeted it out the other day. I should have sent this in, but boy, the birth rates in all of Europe.
Way down.
Are
right?
so. That's why they had. See, this is why Europe is falling or has fallen.
Mm-hmm.
You open the door to socialist policies. You put your country in a position to pay for everything.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a big enough tax base for this utopia.
Right.
So now that you don't have the tax base, now you have to import cheap labor from third world countries, and here they come from North Africa and the Middle East. And what do you got? You got an entire continent that's been overrun that Charles Martel took care of, 1,000 years ago. But here we are again, and Europe it's fallen. It's
in a bad way.
Sorry.
Well, in Europe.
Yep.
In Europe, it's completely gone to hell. Why don't we do that here? Well, we're trying.
It's tragic, man.
Until now, because now Trump is going to reverse that trend. But another cool art story. Apparently, a previously unknown Van Gogh painting has been found. It was purchased at a garage sale in Minnesota.
Well, no, come on. Why is this never me?
I know. That was my exact thought. How is it that I've never stumbled into a garage sale and thought, of course, I wouldn't know when to look at it, but hey, look at that Van Gogh. It's under $50. How about I'll give you $35 for it. Will you take $35?
That would be a story. I talked him down.
Under $50. It's now thought to be worth over $15 million. Apparently.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah.
ROI.
I mean, it's just things that you hear of happening to people that you can't even imagine how great that would be
But
if
when
it
I hear
happened
those
to you.
stories, I hope that the person who sold it doesn't see that story.
I know. Yeah, $50. That's what they got for it. Under $50.
And then,
do we have a
you're
picture
sad,
of it?
You're sad that you're sad that you sold it, or you go, man, I always liked that painting. I didn't want to get rid of it, but
yeah.
What are you gonna do?
There. Have you seen? Maybe you can show it on your bigger screen.
Yeah.
I'm not paying $50 for this. I don't care. I don't care who did it. Unless
There it is.
I'm flipping this.
Yeah.
I'm just buying it if I know what it is, and then I'm flipping it.
That's
for
it.
$15 million.
It's called Ellimer or something, or he signed it Ellimer. I guess he sometimes didn't sign his name to it.
It's a fisherman or something, right?
Yeah.
With a pipe.
When
That's good.
Van Gogh committed himself to a psychiatric asylum in France, where he spent about a year, and during that time he created 150 paintings, including irises, which is a masterpiece, almond blossom, and the Starry Night.
Yeah, who doesn't love that? That's
the Starry Night.
Beautiful.
Oh, I love the song. I love the song. Starry, starry night. Paint your palette blue and green. So now a former curator of ancient art at the Metropolitan Museum of Art has teamed up with a group of conservators, scientists, and historians who believe they discovered the 151st painting from his asylum time. And they're going to put it up for auction and sell it for at least, they say, $15 million. Now, apparently there's a lot of clues that lead them to believe this is an authentic Van Gogh. I don't know how it wound up in Minnesota. That's really weird, isn't it?
Tag on that.
Well, one of the ones that they found in an attic was because the grandmother worked at some place that kept all this art, and she took some stuff home. They told her, yeah, just go ahead and take that, get that stuff out of here. And then it just lived, up in the attic. Not this one, but that's how it ends up in these places,
It's just weird, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you would think it started in France, and then 100 or so years later, it winds up in somebody's garage sale in Minnesota.
This is really weird.
Bizarre.
It is.
And what are the odds? We had another story kind of like this a few months ago where somebody was at some woman died and they were looking through her desk and remember that?
Confederate
was it
Confederate money?
I think it was Confederate money or the Constitution.
Constitution. That's
from
what
the
it was.
Confederacy.
Yeah.
And it was one of the original documents
rolled up in that file cabinet.
Yeah. And they thought that was worth millions.
They were cleaning out this junk room and look at this.
Hey, look at that. That looks like, I wonder if that's an original. Yep, it was.
And
incredible.
It's funny what you'll find in a desk drawer. We almost had a letter from one president to another get tucked away in a desk for centuries because what Joe Biden left Donald Trump. You missed this last week. Trump had no idea that Joe Biden had left him a letter till Peter Doocy said, "Hey, have you checked your dress drawer?" And he goes, "Oh, thanks,
my gosh,
Peter."
here it is. The letter
I may not have found that.
Well, I've had seen that for months.
Yeah.
Do we know what's in it?
Yeah,
it's stupid.
There's no way he wrote it.
Yeah, it's too
There's
too coherent. It's too nice.
No way that letter is written by Joe Biden. But
interesting.
That's the letter that was left under his name.
But it was nice, like a good luck sort of thing. Yeah.
God bless America. We always for the future. Blah blah blah.
Things he didn't mean at
all.
Exactly.
Right. I got to go have pudding.
All right. Listen up. Valentine's Day is not the time to just wing it with your significant other. You need a sound plan, and I have the perfect move for you. It's flowers from the Books Company. These are foolproof. Here's the deal. Just send her flowers that actually wow her. Right now, you can get 25% off your entire purchase. Just go to Books.com, Bouqs, and use my promo code, Pat. if you're short on time, you don't have to worry about it. Just go with the Quickie Book. With just one click, their best-selling bouquet is on its way. Right on time for Valentine's Day. It's called the Quickie, but she'll be talking about it for weeks. Or if you're feeling ambitious, check out their unique modern designs or even their flower subscription. This is the number one husband life hack. You'll be the hero every single month because she'll get flowers every month. And these aren't just any flowers. Books cuts them fresh from where they grow best. And some of them, even from the sides of volcanoes where the soil is really rich. And so things grow really beautifully there. She'll be blown away. Valentine's Day, February 14th, as usual, right after the big game. Don't fumble this.
Does that happen every year?
Every year. Yeah.
Really?
Isn't that weird? It's kind of consistent, actually.
It is.
Rarely does it happen on like February 5th or March 3rd.
It's
it seems pretty consistent.
February 14th.
February 14th.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Books.com. Use the promo code PAT for 25% off. That's BOUQS. Books.com, promo code PAT.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Oh, wow. We have Jim Acosta's farewell.
Get ready to
Is
cry.
this his farewell to himself?
Yes, it is.
It's like a Jim Acosta love letter to Jim Acosta.
Yesterday,
it's really beautiful.
we talked about him walking off and being done. And I'm sitting here yesterday after the show, getting ready to do Chewing the Fat, and I look up and his stupid face is on the screen and is doing his show, and I thought,
wait, I thought you said goodbye.
Left.
Right.
I thought you were done.
No,
he had to come back and say goodbye and let us know he was leaving.
All right. Well, I thought he did that. And there was the whole message was don't give in to tyranny or whatever nonsense he was trying to spew out of his stupid mouth. But here's his beautiful farewell to himself.
You. And I just wanted to end today's show by thanking all of the wonderful people who work behind the scenes at this network. You may have seen some reports about me and the show. And after giving all of this some careful consideration and weighing
Hold
an
on. He just said he was going to
slot-
wish a farewell to the people behind the scenes.
Then we're moving on.
But he never did.
No.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay.
CNN offered me. I've decided to move on. I am grateful to CNN for the nearly 18 years I've spent here doing the news.
Bye.
People often ask me if the highlight of my career at CNN was at the White House covering Donald Trump. Actually, no.
Do they ask you that?
That moment
What's
came
your favorite word?
Here.
I don't think people even know who you are.
President Barack Obama's trip to Cuba in 2016 and had the chance to question the dictator there, Raul Castro, about the island's political prisoners.
Yeah.
As the son of a Cuban refugee,
He's going to make a segue here. It's going to be so profound.
It is never a good time to bow down to a tyrant.
Oh, wow.
I've always believed it's the job of the press to hold power to account. I've always tried to do that here at CNN.
Have you always? Really?
And I plan on doing
You did that with
all of
Obama?
that in the future.
You did that with Biden?
Where do you plan on going and doing that
Don't
in
give
the
in to the
future?
lies.
Where?
We don't know.
Don't give in to the fear.
Don't give in to it.
Hold on to the truth.
Brother.
And to hope.
And your
Even
lies.
if you have to get out your phone, record that message.
Record that
I
message.
will not give in to
I
the
will
lies.
not give in to the lies.
I will not give in to the fear.
I will not give in to fear.
Post it on your social media.
No, thank you.
So people can hear from you too.
Carve it into your forehead.
I'll have more to say about my plans in the coming days, but until then,
say it now.
I want to thank
I
all
can't
of you
wait
for
to hear
tuning
it.
in. It has been an honor to be welcomed into your
7
home
people
for all
are
these
watching.
years.
Tell them.
All right.
That's the news. Reporting from Washington, I'm Jim Acosta.
That is pathetic. So he threw out, this is a goodbye to the people behind the scenes, and then it's all about him.
Exactly.
From that point on, every word is about him.
He loves himself.
Oh my gosh.
What was he
thinks he's
offered?
the greatest.
Do we know the time slot?
Yeah, he was offered midnight.
Midnight?
Yeah. From Los Angeles.
They didn't want him to do it in Washington, D.C. anymore.
Right.
They wanted to ship him to the West Coast. They wanted him to be as far away from Donald Trump as possible.
Yep. And then Wolf and some chick are going to be the new.
Yeah, they're taking Wolf off afternoons and moving him there with some other chick that I don't remember her name.
Holy crap, this
Lisa.
guy.
Yeah.
Don't give in to the fear. What was the other one?
What are we afraid of? Oh, that we're afraid that we won't be able to kill babies in the future, I guess. I guess that's our biggest fear right now, is the tyranny of not killing babies.
So he's trying to allude that Raul Castro is the same as Trump.
Right. Yeah. Yep. It's agonizing.
Yep.
Agonizing.
By the way, before we go, in overtime yesterday, we talked about AOC saying there should be no insider trading in Washington, and then 2 days ago, ironically enough, Nvidia, that stock tanked after the DeepSeek AI hype. Apparently, Nancy Pelosi, just before that news came out, sold a bunch of that Nvidia stock.
Of course she did.
No way.
And
Really?
ended up making a nice little $1.3 million.
They just posted. I think it was.
She also made money selling Google, and these are all AI type stocks, and then also made millions selling Apple as well.
There's a chart. I think Stu posted it yesterday that shows her stock trades compared to the average stock trade, and it's just.
Yeah, every time.
Incredible.
This is why she's still, even though she lost the speakership, this is why she's still in Congress. Is so she gets this insider information and can still make bank.
And she made $1.3 million?
Just on NVIDIA.
Just on
that
NVIDIA.
Right before that DeepSeek stuff.
Wow. All right. There's more to come on Overtime, and then we'll see you back here tomorrow.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.